Welcome to the Time Value Software Training Video Series. Our topic today is doing a monthly payoff projection with the Payoff calculator feature in TaxInterest software. The payoff is based on the current tax balance and projecting future penalties and interest based upon the last interest rate available. In TaxInterest, you have two options to do a payoff: the fixed term and the fixed amount. Let's look at our assumptions. For both examples, we use $20,000 tax for tax year 2021, so we do on 4/15/22. We're going to have a failure to pay penalty and no subsequent payments, so we're going to make it pretty easy. So let's look at two different options in TaxInterest. First, let's look at the payoff term. So here we have our 4/15/22. We have $20,000 under penalties. I have my failure to pay activated. Go to compute and payoff calculator. So here we have our fixed term and our fixed amount. So under the term, let's say we want to work with a 2 years or 24-month payoff. So all we do is hit 24. And before we hit calculate, if you have a schedule here with quite a few entries, what this is going to do when you hit calculate, it's going to populate those 24 payments. So if you do have a prior schedule, you might want to save it before you do it. Let's hit calculate. And now we'll see we have our payments. We're going to have 24 payments at $1,200, one with 90 cents and the other one at 61. And it's going to build our schedule. When we go to reports, we'll see we're going to have our cash flows. Here's all of our payments. Here is the interest on our tax. I mentioned we use the last rate available, which was 8% here, so it's going to use 8% for the next 2 years. And then also we have our failure to pay penalties. So this was our first few months before we got into our payment program. Here's our payments, our pay down, and the related failure to pay penalty. So all your documentation is here. So that's one option. Let's look at our second option. Is the payoff amount. So here we have the same situation. We have 4/15/22, $20,000. We have our failure to pay activated. And now when we go to compute and compute payoff calculators, we have our second option, which is fixed amount. So let's say we're working with our client and we said, well, I think we can afford $2,000 a month, not much more. So I can go ahead and put 2,000. Also have the option of when to start my payments. So I can change this date to 09/01/24 and hit calculate. And once again, it's going to populate everything. So make sure you save your file before. Hit calculate. And now we're going to have 13 payments of $2,000 and one final payment of $1,802 to pay off. And now we go to reports. Here's our payoff. Here's our interest expense on the tax amount, the 8% rate, and here is our failure to pay penalty. So please note these are only a projection, as the interest rates are subject to change each quarter by our friends at the IRS and could go up or down, but it will give you a good ballpark of what to expect. So hopefully this is helpful. If you ever need any help, feel free to give us a call at 800-426-4741, or you can email us at info@timevalue.com. Thanks for listening.